What's up, my good peoples? I hope this video finds y'all feeling and doing good, man. Hope all is good on y'all end, right? But yeah, we gonna label this video here that I'm about to drop the Epstein Files, right? Do you feel that the Epstein Files should be released? And the reason that I'm doing this video is because anytime it's one of us, you see that? Yeah, you see that skin? Anytime it's one of us, we're guilty before a verdict is even reached. Before it even reached the courthouse or anything like this, right? We already already guilty. That's the way society's looking at us, right? That's the way they look at us. This is dealing actual facts, right? And then on top of everything, it'll be us making videos about us when it's one of us that they're accusing. I seen this with OJ. I seen this with Bill Cosby. I seen this with R. Kelly, right? You start getting blackballed. People don't want to play your music no more. You this, and that, right? Or people start making all type of videos about it, right? Bringing people up on all type of charges, making sure, not even if they probably don't even have no concrete evidence, but guess what? They're going to make sure that they hold the individual accountable, right? Now they're going after Smokey. They're trying to get Smokey, right? I want to see how many of our people come up against him and get to talking all crazy and wild, throwing all type of words around and making all type of videos and coming up with stuff to make it seem like he was doing this way, right? But I want to know why y'all don't do that when it comes to Donald Trump. Is it because y'all nervous, y'all scared, or just not one of us, so y'all don't feel like y'all got to do it? Listen, man, we can't pick and choose who we hold accountable. When it's one of them, we got to hold them accountable. Because it's one of us, guess what? Them Epstein Files, if it was one of us on them files, say it was Obama or somebody, we just going to throw a name out there, right? They would have been released that shit. They would have put it out there, right? Made sure it's public information, right? So you can see everything, right? Nothing going to be blacked out. None of that. And when I'm talking about these Epstein Files, I'm about to bring the receipts. I'm going to let y'all hear from some of the women that was victims, right? In this particular case, that named Donald Trump, right? So should these files be released? Should they? Should the files be released? Or should you just let them sweep that under the rug like they always do? Right? Because we can't be sitting up here trying to hold each other accountable, but we don't hold nobody else accountable. We sweep all that under the rug, right? And turn the other cheek like some good old fellas. No. Let's speak on it. Let's make videos about that too. We ain't letting that shit slide. Man, release them files, man. That's the way I feel this. Listen, release them files. If it's one of us, you're gonna release them files. You're gonna release all type of names that our so-called did something to. You're gonna make all type of videos just like they did with R. Kelly when he was getting interviewed by Gail, making him look like he crazy and losing his mind, like he gets upset. But all that dude trying to do is protect this name. He trying to make sure y'all ain't putting no jacket on his name that's some shit that ain't true. Listen, man, don't just put no jacket on my name. I'm run my name through the motherfucking mud when I worked hard to get to where I'm at. But now that I made it to where I'm at and they can't break and fold me, they gonna want to find a way to break me down, right? Put me in jail, turn my people against me, right? And y'all fall for the motherfucking banana in the tailpipe every motherfucking time. So now it's time for us to start holding they motherfucking ass accountable, because when it comes to sex rings, they run the biggest sex rings. They talking about, well, we gonna the police. Oh, we on Figueroa, making sure we crack it down on this minor prostitution. Motherfuckers, prostitution going on right there in the Vatican. They the biggest prostitution ring. They raping, listen, man, they having sex with little kids, right? They have these rituals that they do. The so-called elite have these rituals when they come up in there with the mask and all this old type of stuff on, so nobody know who nobody is. They play hide and seek with these kids, right? And if they find these kids, they having sex with these kids, right? They be drinking blood and all other type of stuff, right? So the Epstein Files is just something that just happened to get exposed. They always been doing this stuff. They been doing this. So why isn't there more people speaking on making content on this type of stuff? Huh? Y'all can make content on everything else. As soon as there's somebody black, Everybody want to make some content when who is this? 4Extra. When 4Extra had that accident, you see everybody coming on there talking about him, talking bad. Fast. They get on it fast too. Real fast. Let something happen to somebody black right now. You snapping on that motherfucker. You can't wait to make the next video, reenact another video, play some people that made the other video so you can speak on that type of shit, right? But when it comes to something like this, and this motherfucker needs to be held accountable, you tight-lipped. You can't be tight-lipped on nothing like that. You gotta speak on that too. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you hear from one of the victims. I'm gonna let you hear from one of the victims, and I'm gonna get right back at you.
Mr. Trump was same scenario. He was onlooking an orgy, and Tiffany came over to me and said that Donald Trump had requested that I perform oral sex on him. He came in, and I was basically tied to a bed with pantyhose, and he tried to, my knees were so tight it hurt to even lay there, and I tried to say something. I was like, you just, shut up, shut up, bitch. This is basically like he was being really, really rough, and I started to get scared, and he was, basically ripping my clothes off, and I was actually I got freaked out. I just turned into this animal. I was like a completely different person. I couldn't do anything about it. And he ripped off all my clothes, and he started to basically have sex with me, and I was screaming because I'd never had sex before. It was my first.
So, what did y'all think about that? What did you think about what was just said? Huh? Or do y'all take that as truth, or y'all take it as false? Because these allegations have been around, right? But nobody's speaking on them. And people were scared to come forward because they know y'all gonna be doing what y'all doing right now. Y'all act like y'all scared to speak on something like that. But like I say, y'all call Bill the Jello Gilligan man and called him up on all type of charges. Y'all talking about we don't play R. Kelly music no more. But then some of you motherfuckers went right to the poll and voted for Donald Trump. You got some motherfuckers that voted for Donald Trump that's okay with the bullshit that he's doing, right? But soon as somebody black, it can be Maxine Waters or somebody. Y'all got all type of bad shit. Y'all be boisterous about something like that, right? Soon as Obama, you bring Obama. Obama ain't did nothing for black folks, and this and that, right? But this motherfucker name is on them files that has to do with touching and having sex with young girls, 13, 15, 16-year-old kids, man. So why y'all staying tight-lipped about this? Right? I felt the need to do this video just because y'all staying tight-lipped. Let me see what this brother got to say. I want to see if this brother wants these files released. I'm gonna let this brother let y'all know if he wants the files released.
Donald is on the list.
Yeah. The DOJ, the Department of Justice, just said
You're on the list. We're not talking about a Christmas list there, Donald. You're on the Epstein list. Everybody knows that you're on the Epstein list. We all know you're on the Epstein list because you know why we know you're on the Epstein list? Because you're giving it away. You're going, who cares? Why are people so concerned about this? This is so dumb. Yeah, that is what fucked you up. You're on the list. We want to see the shit. Hey, bring it out, people. We need to see this, right? Isn't it time to get rid of this motherfucker? Please be on the list. Yo, there's footage of you and Epstein at a party when you was younger, partying, touching women and the shit, laughing and joking and hee ha ha kikiing. You got thousands of pictures with you with young girls and all kinds of shit. Yo ass is done. Show the fucking list, man. Show the list.
Y'all heard what that brother said. I'm with that right there. Release them motherfucking files, man. Release them motherfucking files. We come in with receipts, right? That's why I made sure that I found some videos. I did a lot of little research, and I found some things. You know, he was going to these pageants and all type of stuff. Miss America, Miss this, Miss Utah said he did some things. Matter of fact, I'm going to let Miss Utah tell y'all about her experience with this.
I met Mr. Trump when I was representing Utah as a contestant in the Miss USA pageant in 1997. Mr. Trump greeted me with a hug and a kiss on my lips. I was shocked because that was the first time that any man had ever greeted me in that manner. But I ended up excusing Mr. Trump's behavior as a way that East Coast people greet each other. After the pageant, Mr. Trump invited me to meet with him in New York to discuss my future. He indicated that he wanted to introduce me to various modeling agencies. I have traveled to New York with 2 chaperones to meet with him at his office located in Trump Tower. To my surprise, Mr. Trump embraced me and kissed me on the lips for a second time. It was that second kiss that made me wonder what his intentions really were. What he did made me feel so uncomfortable that I ended up cutting my trip short, bought my own plane ticket, flew home, and never spoke to him again. Mr. Trump, in the debate, denied ever acting on what he stated in the Access Hollywood tape that he had done to women. I thought to myself, how can he deny that? He had kissed me on the lips twice without my consent. And it was that second kiss that was definitely a different kiss. He looked at me different. The way he hugged me was different. It was just a totally different experience where that's where I kind of just was stunned going, what the heck does he think this is? One by one, more accusers started coming forward with similar accusations against Mr. Trump. He referred to us all as liars. To make matters worse, he even threatened to sue me and all of his accusers. I felt like Mr. Trump was trying to silence all of his accusers who had come forward, as well as others who may be thinking of coming forward. That's when I felt enough is enough, and I needed to stand up to Donald Trump. I feel that he is trying to bully and frighten us into silence. Mr. Trump, that is not going to work with me. I have told the truth about my experience with you, and I am not going to be silenced. I am not afraid of you, Mr. Trump. If you carry out your threat to sue me, I will defend myself. I'm a Republican, and I want to be an example to others that might be able to come forward, and I want to be strong and dignified in how I react. And so I am willing to face him head on if possible. I know that I'm telling the truth, and the truth is the greatest defense.
Yeah, man, we got to do better as a people. Don't just hold our people accountable. No, if you're going to try to get the holding people accountable, calling people and bringing people up on charges, you do that shit all the way around the board, man. This dude's name is on the files, right? And it's a motherfucking fact that the so-called elite been having sex with kids since way back in the day. This is true. Look it up. Look at these elite classes. I forgot the name of that movie. I'm going to look that up and I'm going to drop it back off on y'all, right? But it's a movie that shows, it's Tom Cruise played in. I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but Tom Cruise played in. And what it is you got these elites, they going up in there with these masks and all this on, this all type of sex parties. So this stuff really happened, but instead of with all adults, right, it involved kids, right? And a lot of this stuff be happening in hidden rooms in the Vatican and all other type of stuff, man. Y'all better wake up and pay attention to what the fuck be going on, man. And start holding people accountable. Be all the way around the board with what you do. Don't pick and choose who you gonna make content about. If you're gonna get to making content, if you call yourself a real content creator and you holding people accountable, you make sure you hold him accountable too. He gotta be brought up on charges. And without no further ado, I'm gonna let you hear for some more victims. Right? We come up with receipts. We not just coming talking. We gonna come with receipts so individuals can understand why I made this video in the first place. Y'all do it to our people. I'm gonna make sure that I hold your ass accountable, Trump. I'm gonna hold you accountable. I don't give a fuck about nothing nobody talking about. You hear me? I'm gonna make sure I hold you accountable because you should be held accountable, no matter who you think you was, or who you thought you was, or you thought you was bigger than the program. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. Nobody. So without no further ado, let's bring some more victims up here and let you hear from them.
The next time that I saw Jeffrey was a few months later in December of '92 at Donald Trump's Plaza Hotel Christmas party. And it became very clear then that he and Donald were really, really good friends and spent a lot of time together. After that, Jeffrey Epstein expressed a lot of interest in me, and we started seeing each other. When Jeffrey and I would talk, he mentioned Trump frequently. He was clearly a close friend, and they were spending a lot of time together. Late winter, early spring of '93, I was on a walk with Jeffrey from his brownstone on the Upper East Side down Fifth Avenue when Jeffrey looked at me and said, let's go stop by and see Trump. And so we went to Trump Tower and went up the elevator, and moments later Trump was greeting us, and he pulled me into him and started groping me. He put his hands all over my breasts, my waist, my butt, and I froze. And I froze because I was so deeply confused about what was happening, because the hands were moving all over me, yet these two men were like smiling at one another and continuing on in their conversation.
I was with Alan Dershowitz multiple times. At least 6 that I can remember. Well, I was trafficked to Alan Dershowitz from Epstein. Epstein made me, essentially, forced me to have sex with him.
I never met her. I never saw her. I never met her. I never heard of her.
Yeah. Oh, Trump, you got them skeletons in your closet, boy. Got them skeletons in your closet, and guess what? They trying to open the door and come up out that motherfucker. Right? They no longer want to be hidden. They no longer want to be unheard of. They want the world to know what you was doing, man. You did that. You was enjoying the thing. When you was doing what you was doing, you was enjoying it. They wasn't. You were. You was enjoying it. You felt empowered. Right? You felt like you was on top of the world. You can do whatever you want to do, and you're going to get away with it. That's how you felt at that time. Right? That's why you was taking advantage of them like that. You get a thrill out of taking advantage from them. Right? That's why you was coming on TV, grabbing by the pussy and all this old type of stuff, because you couldn't feel there was no consequences for your actions, right? But now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and drop some more receipts so y'all can understand how deep this go, man. Y'all got to understand how they trying to get the FBI to black his name out, certain things he did, all type of stuff, man. That's why he got into politics. He got into politics to try to cover this stuff up, because if you get into politics and you got access to all this information before anybody else, guess what you can try to do? You can try to make it disappear. Wow, ain't that so? You can try to make it disappear. So y'all got to pay attention. Y'all got to pay attention to what be going on. And pay attention to the questions that's being asked. Pay attention to the individuals that's talking. And pay attention to how he doesn't want these files released. He's not trying to release them files. He said, man, y'all still talking about that? Yeah. Y'all still talking about it? Yeah, we gonna talk about it. Matter of fact, we need to make this shit go viral so it can be talked about even more. We need to talk about it. Let's talk, man. Let's talk about it. Trump. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, let me interview your goofy ass. You need to let me interview you, man, because the people want answers. You needed somebody that's from the streets to interview your ass. So when you try to come with that tough talk, next question, you're not being nice. I'm not nice. I'm directing forward. Be nice for what? You wasn't nice when you was doing what you was doing. What somebody got to be nice to you for? Yeah. People are demanding answers, man. We bringing your ass up on charges, man, because what you did was not justifiable. And since it wasn't justifiable, your ass got to be brought up on charges, right? And you gonna reap what the fuck you sow, buddy. Oh, we gonna listen. You gonna reap what you sow. I'm just gonna leave that at that. Because you gotta be real careful and mindful when you're on this internet, you can say some things and people will try to spin your words and make it mean something else. Right? He said this, and that. That meant this, and that. Look, if it said that, right, man, listen. We're not doing all that. I'm just going to bring him up on charges, right? And once again, leave your answers in the comments, man. Do you think these Epstein files should be released or not? Do you? And why? Another question. Why, when it's one of us, it's a lot of us making videos about another one of us? Y'all did it with R. Kelly. Y'all did it with OJ. Y'all did it with Bill Cosby. Like I say, they're trying to get Smokey now. Y'all gonna fuck around and try to do it with Smokey. If they end up getting him, y'all did it with Michael Jackson when they was trying to act like he was molesting child. Y'all been doing this. Y'all been doing it. So I felt a need and I felt obligated to do one on somebody other than us that's in power. Because that's what they wait for. It's a lot of individuals that be out here pedophiles, but they don't be in power. Everybody they got that was black, that they exposed and put on the news and made a big ordeal about, and right, you don't even know if the evidence is concrete. You don't know if that's concrete evidence, or you don't know if that was rehearsed statements or nothing. You don't really know. You don't really know why these people come out all these years later. These files are something different. This is recorded, and people was coming out. And people was coming out way back when. Back in 93 and all this stuff before Trump even thought about being in office. Right? So yeah, I felt obligated to make sure that I drop a video, and maybe some people will follow suit and start holding these people accountable for what they do too. Stop trying to drag our people to the mud. As soon as you get a little bit of money, they find some way to try to break your ass down, right? Because they know you taste that power. That money bring a little bit of power, make you feel like something, because you move around like you want to move around and get the things done that you want to get done, and you're around certain individuals and certain groups and enjoying life on another level. So they try to break you down from that level and put you in jail. After living like that, do you want to be in, you know how I feel to be in jail after living like that? You just living your life, right? Using your talent to get paid up off of it, and you doing your thing. And then you got your own people. I'm not going to play his music no more. Wow, that's how y'all felt about me? All this love, making music up, step in the name of love and all this old type of stuff. Now y'all not going to play. Y'all was banging my music. Come on, man. But now Trump trying to keep it on the down low. Y'all don't got nothing to say. Come on, man. We got to do better, man. We got to do better. And anytime I see something, I'm calling it. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call them out on it. Yes, I am. That's what I'm going to do, right? That's what my whole channel is for, man, exposing the actual facts, speaking on the truth, holding people accountable, no matter who they is. No matter who they is. We didn't give a fuck who you was if you was in, listen, I got sentenced to 13 years with 85%. Anybody know about 85%, you know that means that you're doing the majority of your time, right? So yeah, when I hit the motherfucking yard, my name official in the street. Anybody that know me know I used to be outside all day, all night. You can find me in the motherfucking alleyway damn near about to doze off with that diggity on me. Patrolling the whole hood, right? Keeping shit cracking, right? I was, man, listen, highly active, right? And that's where my mind's still at. This shit ain't nothing changed. I just move different. I move more smart, more intelligently, right? I can't be moving the way I was moving back then. It's a whole different day and age. You got motherfuckers that's right up under your nose that's informants. So I can't move around like that so they can try to take me back down, right? I got shit going on. I got shit to lose. I can't be just moving around all sloppily, right? And I don't even move sloppy. That's the cold thing about it. But here's the thing. I don't gotta move sloppy. If they got a motherfucker right there pretending to be one of the homies, because he is actually from over here, but nigga, you ain't one of the homies. Nigga, you an informant. You ready to take a nigga down. You ready to help the state ruin something that could be great, right? Because I come back around, what I'm doing is protecting the hood, right? And looking for ways and avenues that I can bring some money up in here, that I can create some jobs up in here, that I can create some businesses so we can all eat. But you always got termites up over there trying to eat at the structure of this shit. So you can try to have it cave in. So you got to watch how you move. So what I do now, I go to the hood and hop out on those I know that's solid. I mean, if I see one of my solid partners, they know I'm hopping out. I could be riding through, soon as I spot a certain face. Oh, I'm finna pull a park and I'm gonna hop out and shake hands and chop it up for a cool second, right? And then I'm gone, right? All the motherfucking cameras and all these crews, motherfuckers taking pictures with thicketies on them and all that over top. I don't do none of that. That ain't for the internet. That ain't for no pictures. That ain't to be exposed. Or none of that certain things that happened in the hood. Listen, the only ears that should hear that is the people that was involved in the Project Walls. That's it. That's all. The people that was involved in the Project Walls, it shouldn't go no further than that. No other hood shouldn't be knowing about it. The police shouldn't be knowing about it unless it got exposed like that because it was out there, because the shit just blew up like that and it was already out there like that. But hearing it from somebody on the inside, no. That's going against the rules. That's you in violation. But yeah, back on topic. We got to start holding individuals like them accountable. Because they damn sure gonna hold us accountable for anything we do. You don't know? The FBI been doing that. Look at Trump. Trump even do it. Trump, he want to release the FBI files on Martin Luther King, but he don't want to release them Epstein files. Y'all gotta pay attention, right? Trump got that Make America Great from Ronald Reagan, who was a racist. Come on, man. Y'all don't see how this shit going down? Y'all ain't paying attention? Just pay attention, man. Sit back and pay attention. And watch how he try to wiggle his way up out of this. And they might let him. If enough people ain't talk about, man, listen, no. We need concrete evidence. Put them files out there, man. We need to go through these files, and these witnesses that's coming forward, they ain't coming forward for nothing, man. These women was kids. And guess he was always around them pageants. And they'll tell him what the fuck he was doing. He was always around them pageants, Trump. And he was saying little slick shit to himself. It was shit coming out his mouth. You could hear it from the horse's mouth. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all see some more evidence of what I'm talking about, some more of these receipts, should I call it. And I'll get back at y'all.
Epstein Files are leaked. There's pages of this stuff. Oh man. This is crazy. Oh. It's all online. If you need the link, let me know. This is insane. Look at this stuff. They have phone numbers, they have contacts, who did what. Whoop, we got some redacted stuff there. Trying to hide something. Oh man. Visitors massage. This is crazy.
So I found this old photo of Paolo Zampoli and Melania Trump back when they were in Italy. And as I make sense of how we got from Milan to the White House, I really started looking at both Paolo and Donald's business models. And it's very interesting because both of these men used the exact same architecture to build their empires. Paolo and Trump were nearly in stride with one another when it came to business. Once Paolo brought Melania to the United States, he founded ID Models, which he turned into an international modeling agency. And right around the same time, Donald Trump would create Trump Models, which he would attempt to turn into an international modeling agency as well. Another thing that Donald Trump and Paolo's business empires would have in common would be the real estate aspect. Donald Trump had the Trump Organization, which is how he built his real estate empire, and Paolo would work at the Trump Organization briefly while he was also managing ID Models after he had introduced Donald Trump to Melania.
But yeah, I don't want to hold y'all too long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I just wanted to really do some content on this. Hopefully somebody pick it back off of it and go more in depth than what I did. But yeah, man, I feel them files should be released. Release those files, because if it was one of us, then files would be on the motherfucking streets instantly, right? Like I said, in the penitentiary, we get files. We don't call them files. We call them paperwork. We gonna run that paperwork, because we need to know that you solid. We need to know that you don't got no bullshit on your motherfucking jacket and all that, right? So make sure when you go to that counselor office, make sure you get that 128G, right? Because we're going to need to see that. We'll need to see that 128G, right? And then the cold thing about it, if somebody come up in there and we find out they was having with minors, you know what's going to happen. If you don't know what happened, you ain't never really walked no yard like that. Because you know what's going to happen. They're going to get they're going to get removed. It's going to be a removal. You know that. You know how the number 2 pencil got that eraser? Right? So all that shit that you called yourself doing, if you called yourself creditable, you was this, and that. Right? That shit going to be erased. That shit going to be erased. All that shit gone. It don't even matter no more. This is what you is now. Now it's time for you to go up over there. To that other yard up over there. Y'all know what that other yard is. But yeah, man. Peace, love, and blessings. Everybody stay up, right? Keep your head on a swivel. Look around. Study. Get your mind right. Your heart right. Your body right, man. Make sure you in tune with you, right? Make sure you're universe. Because you're a universe within. But see, that's a different topic. You're a universe within. This all this, man, it got to be connected. Just like everything up in here. This shit is in sync. That's why everything operates the way it do. But yeah, man. Like I say, peace, love, and respect. And I'll get at y'all on the next one. Gone.